Hello, this is Mr. Painter with another fabulous IXL tutorial. Today we're working on P13 rotations of graph in the image. All right, for this activity, we're going to need a couple things. First of all, before you go any further in the video, you're going to go ahead and find yourself a sheet of graph paper, and you'll notice that sheet of graph paper is displayed for you on the screen. And of course, have something to write with, as well as a straight edge. Now, when I say a straight edge, all we're looking to do is draw straight lines on the graph paper. So it could be another sheet of paper. It can be the edge of a book. Just anything that's straight. All right. And once you have those materials, go ahead and unpause the video to continue with the tutorial. All right, welcome back. Looks like you're ready with your materials. It is now time to go ahead and get started. All right. So our first question here is we got graph the image of Z, which is at 5, -7. So 5, -7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -6, and -7, because -7 is going downward. All right. After a rotation of 270 degrees counterclockwise around the origin. Man, it just seems like a lot. Let's talk about directions. So what I'm going to do is on my graph paper, I'm going to go ahead and label the paper, and I'm going to put the word top. Okay, so as you can see here, there's the top of my graph paper with the word top. Okay, now, when it comes to directions, I'm also going to put on the top of my paper the word clockwise. So clockwise. Okay, when you see the word clockwise, what you're going to do is you're going to turn. Get a little light there. There we go. Okay, you're going to turn the paper in a clockwise direction. So that means like from the bottom going up towards the right and back down. So I'm going to draw an arrow like that. Okay, so this is where the hands of a clock go. Now, this new term that you're going to see is something called counterclockwise. The word counterclockwise means to go in the opposite direction of the clock. So let's say if we look at the top of the clock here, the top is going towards the right, and the bottom is going towards the left. Well, counterclockwise would be the opposite. Starting at the bottom, going left towards the top, and back that way. Okay? So it's a direction of a spin, all right? And it can only spin two directions, either clockwise or counterclockwise. There's no other way to spin it. It's either we could spin it like this, or we could spin it like that. All right. So we got a couple notes there. Do write them down, because when you write them down, I know it takes a little bit of time right now. It's going to make it so much easier in the long run. You're going to see me just start knocking these problems out really quick. All right. Next step is what you're going to do is you're going to take a straight edge and draw the coordinate plane. So notice the coordinate plane here is a 10 by 10. So what I'm going to do here is I got another sheet of graph paper, and I'm just going to use the entire sheet of graph paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow a grid line going down. So I'm going to go here, down, 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 down. And it's important that you get it straight, because it makes it confusing when it's crooked and whatnot. So right there, I got the y-axis. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across the center and create the x-axis. Just like that. All right, so now I got a sheet of graph paper with my coordinate plane that is ready to go. And it's actually very beautiful. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to refer to my IXL here at P13, and I'm going to go ahead and match Z. So Z is going to the right 5 and down 7. So I'm going to do that on the same thing on my graph paper. I'm going to go to the right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down -7. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and -7. And I'm going to label that as Z. Now, according to your IXL, you got to place this point with a rotation of 270 degrees counterclockwise around the origin. The origin means around the point 0, 0. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our paper and we're going to turn it counterclockwise. Every turn is 90 degrees, so watch how this works. So I'm going to turn it counterclockwise this direction, and right there is 90 degrees. Well, I need 270, so what about another 90? So 90, turn, is 90 plus 90 is now 180. We're getting closer. Now, we just got to go one more time. 90 plus 90 plus one more 90 will be 270. So keep going counterclockwise. Keep going counterclockwise, and we are now in this direction, which is now your answer for your IXL. So here's what you do. Find out where it's located. We're going to go -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, and down -5. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And that's how we get to it. So the IXL, I'm going to do the same thing. Here we go. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, and down 5. -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. And voila. We took Z, took it 270 degrees, and plotted it. All right. Okay, so that's pretty nifty. So now what we're going to do is we're going to graph the image of 8. All right. So here we go. We're going to take H, -3, 4 after a rotation of 180 degrees clockwise around the origin. All right. So we're going to take H and match it on the graph paper. Now what I'm going to do is I want to reset my graph paper where the top is on top. So notice we wrote the word top. That way we know which direction our graph paper was at. And we're just going to keep using the same graph paper. So notice we got Z here. We're done with it. We're just going to leave it there. I'm using a pen. We're not going to be worried about it, okay? But if you guys have a pencil and it bothers you and you want to do a clean sheet, go ahead and erase it. But I'm just going to be efficient with my graph paper. We're going to do as many as we can on this one sheet of graph paper. And when it gets too full, I'll flip it over. We'll keep going from there. All right, H is at -3, 4. So here we go on my graph paper. -1, -2, -3, up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 will land right here. So that is now H. And 180 degrees clockwise. So we're going to turn the paper clockwise where the top rotates right. So here we go. Remember, one turn, turn, until it's like flat again right there. That is 90 degrees, but I need a 90 plus a 90 to get to 180. So I'm going to turn it one more time. Turn, 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 turn. And by the way, 180 degrees is upside down every time. And there it is. H is now at +1, +2, +3, and down -1, -2, -3, -4. So on my IXL, here we go. We're going to go +3, 1, 2, 3, and down -4, -1, -2, -3, and -4. And that's H turned 180 degrees. All right, doing good. We're at 23 points. Starting to pick up a little pace here. We're going to go ahead and reset the graph paper. I'm going to put the top on top. So I'm going to go counterclockwise 180 degrees to put it back the way it was. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take U and plot out my graph paper. Notice at U, it tells you where it's at. It is at -7 and -9. All right, so here we go. -7, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, and down -9. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9 right there. And make sure you label that as U because you don't want to get mixed up between H and Z that we did earlier. So keep labeling your stuff, and it's going to help you stay organized. Okay, now where am I going with this? I am going a rotation of 180 degrees clockwise. Now, we just told you that 180 degrees clockwise is 2 turns. It's also making the paper upside down. So when you discover these little nifty tricks, it helps you out. So here we go. Going to turn the paper clockwise. That's 90. And another 90 is going to take my paper exactly upside down. So notice here, the top is now at the bottom of my paper. So that's 180 degrees. And U, where is it at? Counting to the right is positive. +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, +7, and +7 and +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the new location of U is at +7 and +9. So here we go. +7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and up 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And there we go. We're at 32 points. Now they made it a little bit harder. Instead of doing 1 point, they want us to do 3 points, which creates an entire shape. But it's still the same thing, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset my graph paper and put the top back on top. And I'm going to draw out my triangle, and it's in order right here, JKL. Okay, so starting with point J, look at my IXL here. J, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right and down. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So 5 and -5 is J. So over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to be a J right there. Now, if you look at the notes on your IXL, so just look at the IXL, notice K is just one box right above it, so we could do that on my notes as well. So just literally one box above, label that K. And L is a little bit trickier. It looks like it goes from K down to over 5, but it's just easier from the IXL to go from 0 down -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So I'm just going to do that on my graph paper. Just go down -6. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6 lands right there. And draw it. There we go. Give it a little shading. And don't forget to label L. Okay, now, if your graph paper, the shape on here doesn't match the IXL, you did something wrong, right? So it's going to be important that your graph paper match your IXL, because when you rotate it, it's not going to make any sense. It's not going to work. Okay, now, according to our IXL, we need to rotate it 180 degrees clockwise around the origin. So again, the paper is going to be upside down because we're going to turn it twice towards the right. Here we go. That is 90 degrees to the right. Not quite there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it one more time. And oh, voila, I have found my new object. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the same order as the IXL. So I'm going to go to JKL. And we're going to zoom in just so you can see it right there, okay? Notice it is upside down, but the points are still in the correct location. So J is up here. Again, it's upside down, but that's where the point needs to be. So in order to get to J, I need to go left, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and up +5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now match that on the IXL. Left, -5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and click. All right, so that's J. The next letter is K, and notice that K is just one box below the J. So I'm just going to do that on my Excel. Literally go down one box and click, and there's my K. Now the last part is I got to find out where L is at. So L from the origin is up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I need to do is I just need to go 6. Okay, notice that the line's attached. Don't let it bother you. It is dotted because it's not permanent yet. So only when they're solid you can't move it. Here we go. Up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And there we go. There's our rotation. Notice again, the object on our graph paper should match exactly your IXL. All right, moving right along. Okay, terrific. What we're going to do is we're going to take our graph paper. We're going to do another reset. And so far we're doing good. Notice our graph paper is starting to get kind of filled up with stuff, but I'm not going to change it until something gets in the way of something. So right now, if you notice on our IXL, let me go down here a little bit. T, U, V, and W is in the right bottom left. Right? Well, I don't know why I said right bottom left. So in the bottom left. So it's going to end up in here somewhere, which means we got plenty of room to keep using the same graph paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to match that shape into, this is, by the way, called quadrant. Remember what it was? Yes, quadrant 3. Remember, it is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. All right. Let's see. We're going to match rectangle starting with T. We're going to find T. So T is back, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, and down 1, 2, -3, -4. Okay, here we go on our graph paper. Back it up, -8, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. And go down 4. -1, -2, -3, -4 is going to be my value of T. Now we're going to repeat that process for U. So T, U, the order of the alphabet. So we're going to back it up. Look, where's U at? Looks like -7 and down -1, -2, -3, -4. So -7 and -4. Here we go. -7, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, and down 4. -1, -2, -3, -4. And that is my new location of U. Now you can also do this. Well, if you have T on your graph paper, well, Mr. Penny, you can just count right one by one. Yeah, you can do that too. So here we go. I'm just going to count right by one. Connect it. There we go. All right. I'm going to start doing that. So what about U? Count up 1, count up 2 gets to V. So from U, count up 1, count up 2 gives you V. And to the left 1 gives you W. So W and W connects back to V. And there we go. We got our exact rectangle that we have on our IXL. Now the next step is, what are we doing with it? Notice that we are rotating it a 270 degrees clockwise. So we're going to turn the paper towards the right on the upper end, okay? All right. So here we go. We're going to turn the graph paper 90 degrees. Okay, that is now 90 degrees. I'm going to turn it again because I need to go to 270. Okay, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. And the grid lines are straight right there. 90 plus 90 is 270. But I need, actually 90 plus 90 is 180. But I need to go to 270. So 270 is one more 90. So here we go. Last turn. Turn, 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 and there we go. Okay, so notice we're going to land in quadrant 4. All right. So starting with T, where is it at? So T is at +1, +2, +3, +4, and down -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. So I'm going to match that. Here we go. On my IXL, to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 8. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, and -8 is my new location of T. All right. So now I can use directions from there. Well, to get to U, you just count up 1. So on my IXL, to get to U, count up 1. To get to V, this is a sideways V. Going to count to the left, 1, 2. 1, 2, click. And to get to W from V is down 1. So my IXL, down 1. And there we go. There is rectangle TUVW rotated clockwise 270 degrees. Here we go. All right, excellent. Now, we're going to graph the image of a square KLMN after a rotation of 270 degrees counterclockwise. So, with that being said, I'm going to reset my graph paper. Okay, so I got the top on top. It's ready to go. And notice that H might be a little bit in the way of my new square, but you know what? It's not going to bother me because I'm not using H anyways. We're using K, L, M, and N. So again, I'm not worried about H if it's on the square or not. Just using the graph paper so I can see what it looks like after I spin the paper. Remember, a rotation is a spin or a turn. All right. We are starting with the square KLM. So K is at -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and up 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it. -5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is going to be my K. Beautiful. And just go from there. So to get to L, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. So K, 1, 2, 3, 4 is L. Again, don't worry about H. It's in the square. I don't care about it, but I just need to know K goes to L. From L to get to M, it is up 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, on my IXL, up 1, 2, 3, 4. On my graph paper, count up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, when it says you are working with a square, that means all the sides are the same. So a square means if one side is 4, well, all 4 sides have to be equal to 4. All right, where are we at? N? In order to get to N from M, we're going to count to the left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so graph paper, 1, 2, 3, 4 is N. And N connects back to K. So 1, 2, 3, 4 connects to K. And there we go. We got our square. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of cross out the H because I don't need it. It's from another problem. So all I care is about K, L, M, and N. All right. We're going to rotate this fabulous thing counterclockwise. Careful, counterclockwise, 270 degrees. So that means we're going to go against the clock where the top of the paper will be going to the left. Here we go. Okay, we're going to turn it. All the grid lines are going to be flat again right there. That is 90 degrees. 90 degrees is not enough. Let's go another 90. So upside down will be 180. So now we are exactly upside down, 180 just like that. And one more time, 180 plus 90 will take me to 270. All right, that is 270 right there. Now we're just going to match it to the IXL. So I'm going to scroll down my IXL a little bit, about 47 points. Okay, I'm going to go in the same order. So I'm going to start with K. And where is K at on my graph paper? K is up here. So K needs to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On my IXL, here we go. 4 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lands K right there beautifully. Okay, next one is L. So if I look at my graph paper right here, L is 4 below K, so I can just match that. So down 1, down 2, down 3, down 4 is L. So my IXL, go down 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now I'm going to go to M. According to my graph paper, M is 4 spaces over from L. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we go, IXL, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And because it's a square, N has to be up 4 from M. Because a square is a square. It still has to be a square when it's done. And there we go. That is 270 degrees counterclockwise. Rolling right along, 54 points with 6 questions answered correctly. So far, I got every single one right. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking. Man, am I going to get it right or am I not? All right. Reset, 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 reset. And we are here. So I got the top of my top ready to go. Now, notice here, I already have a triangle on my graph paper in this bottom corner here, okay, in the quadrant 4. Notice on my Excel, we have a rather large object, E, F, and G, also at the bottom right corner. So this is where I make the decision to just simply flip over the graph paper. I don't want to get too much on one sheet of graph paper because then it's too hard to keep track of, right? So I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to take my straight edge, again, the side of a book, a ruler, whatever you want to use. Just draw a coordinate plane big enough. So there's my y-axis. And let's go ahead and get the x-axis in there. And it doesn't really take that long to draw. I'm just being perfect about it. So draw my little arrow so you guys can see it. Draw, and even here is fine. That's good. All right. There we go. So we're going to reset, label at top, so I know which direction I left off at, because otherwise, unless you know where the holes are at, becomes a big old deal, right? So technically the hole should be on the left, but again, because I put top there, I know this is the orientation that I want. All right. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and graph EFG, starting with E on my IXL. Where we at? It is over right 1 and down 2, 1, 2. Cool. Graph paper. Right 1, down 2. And that is E right there. In order to get to F, it looks like to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because 6 and 8 is 7 in between. And down 2. So to the right, 7, and down 2. So graph paper, to the right 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Down 2, down 1, down 2. There is F right there. And G, to the right, 1, 2, 3, because I'm directly above it, and down -10, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, and -10. Match it on the graph paper. Here we go. To the right 3, 1, 2, 3, down 10, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, and -10 is G. Okay, connect them in that order. So I'm going to connect E to F. F connects to G, and G reconnects back up to E. And there we go. We got our matching triangle on our graph paper. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this beautiful triangle and we're going to rotate it 270 degrees clockwise. So 270 degrees clockwise is where the top is going to the right. So here we go. So every turn when the grid lines are flat again are 90 degrees. So right there is 90. Go another 90. 90 plus 90 is 180. Remember, 180 is upside down. And 180 plus another 90 will take me to 270. So one more time, clockwise, 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 clockwise. 90 lands right there. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and match that to my IXL, starting in the same order of E. So on my graph paper, I have E at +1, +2, and up +1. So here we go, up. So we're going to go to the right 2, 1, 2, up 1. There's my E. In order to get F, I'm going to go right 1, 2, and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So on my Excel, here we go. Right 2, 1, 2, up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, it's very important that you count correctly, because if you don't count correctly, it's going to be wrong. Okay, so take your time on counting. And remember, you're counting by the box. So it's like 1 box, that's 2 boxes, that's 3, and so forth. Okay, last one. Where is G at? So G, getting the coordinates, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. G's way over at 10, +10, and up 3. 1, 2, 3. +10 and 3. Here we go. +10 and up 3. Well, Mr. Painter, how'd you do it so fast? Well, 10 is right here. It's labeled for you on the x-axis. So use the labels that they give you. And there you go. There is triangle EFG rotated 270 degrees clockwise. All right, we're going to go to the next one. We're going to reset the graph paper to where the top is on top. And notice we're going to start using the top left corner, which is called quadrant 2. And it's completely open and available to you. So we're good there. Okay, Graph the image of rectangle RSTU. RSTU, kind of reminds me of that song, right? After a rotation of 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, so I'm going to start with R. R is at -10. Notice the -10 down here, and up 2. So here we go. -10, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9. -10 lands right there, but we still got to go up 2. 1 and 2. But bam, lands R right here. All right. S is at -3, -1, -2, -3, up 2, 1, 2. Here we go. -1, -2, -3, up 2, 1, 2. And that's S right there. If I look at my IXL, T is 3 units directly above S, so it's 1, 2, 3. So I can just match that on my graph paper. Up 1, 2, 3. And that was T. And because it's a rectangle, U has to be parallel and perpendicular to R and T. So U has to be right here. Or it wouldn't be a rectangle, right? R, S, S to T, T to U, and U circles back to R. There we go. So we got a matching diagram. Beautiful. Okay, now we need to go ahead and rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. 90 degrees. Actually, careful. Counter. The word counter is right there. So we're going to rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. So that's where the top of the paper will turn to the left. Here we go. One turn will be 90 degrees. Turn, 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 turn. Almost right there. All right, beautiful. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to match that back on our IXL for another perfect score. Okay, so I'm going to go in order of the IXL. It is rectangle RSTU, so I'm going to find R first and graph that. According to my graph paper, R is now located at -1, -2, and it's also at -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. So -2 down 10. So left 2, down 10. Here we go. Left 2, 1, 2, down 10. And how did I know it's right there? Because -10 is right there, and the 2 is up here. So notice that it's the intersection of those two. All right, cool. Next step, we are going to graph S. So S is at, what do we got? On my graph paper, -1, -2, and down 1, 2, 3, -3. So -2 and down -3, -1, -2, -3. But bam, lands right there. All right, next one we have TU. So we're at T. So notice on my graph paper, T is 3 units to the left, -1, -2, -3. And I'm going to go 3 on my IXL, -1, -2, and -3. The last one is U. So I'm going to put U directly under T and directly to the left of R. So directly under T and directly left of R. And there we go. So remember, the paper has rotated, so it's in a different orientation, but the same shape. Okay, 8 questions later, we are at 65 points. We are getting close to our fabulous score of 80. 80 is my goal. We need a paper reset, so I'm going to go ahead and reset the paper. All right, so we are looking for a triangle STU. We're looking for triangle STU. S is at +2, 1, 2. So I'm going to draw that on my graph paper, up 2. And I'm going to cross out this S because I don't want to get mixed up. U is going to be at, actually I'm looking at T now. So T is on top of S. Okay, so we're going to count our graph paper up 10 because it is 10 directly up on the y-axis. All right. Ignoring distractions, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to count up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the location of T. It's kind of hidden up there where the arrow's at, but you can see the T's right there. So on my graph paper, I'm going to also count up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That is T right there. And U is 7 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and up 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. 7 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and up 3. 1, 2, and 3 is U. And connect STU in that order. So S to T is the y-axis, T to U, and U back to S right there. Kind of looks like a sail off of a ship. All right, so where are we going? We are going 180 degrees clockwise. Clockwise means upside down. Okay, so clockwise, here we go. That's where the top turns to the right. Okay, so we got clockwise 90. And remember that we want to take the top and put it upside down for 180. And there we go. We are now upside down and also 180 degrees. All right, so here we go. We are going to match S first. So S is simple. It's down 1, down 2 from the middle, down 1, down 2 from the origin. Remember, origin is the center of the Cartesian plane. T is down -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. So I'm going to do the same thing on my Cartesian plane. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. Click. And the last one is U to the left 7. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, and down 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. On my IXL, match it to the left 7 and down 3. 1, 2, and down 3. There we go. So notice our object here on our graph paper matches our object here. All right, now we're at 70 points. Notice it's the same thing. So it's triangles and squares. Reset, reset, reset. Oh, how nice. The last spot we got left is what we could put in the for the rectangle. Again, match the order. Rectangle EFGH. EFGH. So we're going to start with E first because it's the first one in the order of the alphabet. And where is E at? So E is at -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9. And E is going to be down -8. See the -8 right there? So -9, -8. Here we go. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, and down -8. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8 lands right there. And make sure you label it as E so you keep track of your point. And I'm going to cross out this other E because I don't want to get it mixed up. It's not the same object. It's not the same shape. That's from another problem. Okay, F is -3, -1, -2, -3, and down 8. So graph paper, here we go. We're going to match it. -3, -1, -2, -3, and down -8, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8 is F. Nobody's favorite grade. Nobody wants an F in class, but I also don't want to use that F on my triangle question, so I'll get rid of that because that's not what I'm trying to use. All right, G. -3, -1, -2, -3. G is pretty simple. It's right on the x-axis. So there's G. And H is -9, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9 is H. And connect them in order, so it goes to E to F, F to G, G back to H, and H down to E. All right, almost done. Now we need to actually rotate it 270 degrees clockwise. All right, so here we go. Clockwise is the top of the paper going to the right. So here we go. Clockwise 90. Go again. Clockwise 180. And clockwise to 270 degrees. And there we go. So match order again. We're going to start with E first. So E is out here. All right. So how do we get there? Well, it's negative. It's positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Positive 8, and I think it's down 9, right? Down -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9. Yep. So here we go. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down 9. Right there. Okay, F is 3 below the 8. So that's F right there. Ooh, careful, that's 2. That's 3 right there. Next one is G. G is 3 below the origin. So if you look at the graph paper, just down 3, 1, 2, 3. Pretty simple. And H is 9 down, I believe. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9. Yeah, down 9. What I want to do is I want to count it because I want to see if it matches over here. Because if it doesn't match, then I know something's wrong. So spending just a little bit more time to make sure it's right because I'm not wanting to do more problems than I have to. So here we go. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9. It is a rectangle. This looks good. And it is clockwise. So just watch your directions. Make sure if it says the word counterclockwise that you go the right spin on your graph paper. All right. How are we doing? We're at 10 questions. I have a feeling we'll be doing 2 more and we will be over 80 points. Okay, now if you take a look at my graph paper, it is now full. So it is time to use my straight edge, which is my new sheet of graph paper, and use the old sheet of graph paper as my straight edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse it too, which is cool. I'll get this whole IXL done with 2 sheets of graph paper. So I'm going to draw a new coordinate plane. There we go. Again, straight edge, ruler, whatever you want to use, it don't matter as long as they're straight. I do need to label the top because I will get that mixed up over time if I don't label it. Draw little arrows. And X is going across, Y is going up and down. And we're going to focus on our attention on the quadrant 4. That's what we got on our IXL here. All right, see, that didn't take that long. Now we're ready for another problem. Okay, we're going to do triangle QRS. All right, here we go. To get to Q, it's 1, 2, 3, and down -8. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, down -8, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. And make sure you label it Q. Going to R. So R is to the right 10 and down -8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down -8. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8 is R. And S, +1, down 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is S right there. And connect them in that order. Q to R, R to S, S back to Q. And there we go. We got an exact matching triangle as our IXL. And what do we need to do? We need to rotate it 270 degrees counterclockwise. So counterclockwise means the top is going to the left. Here we go. Okay, this is one turn at 90 degrees, right there, that's 90. Plus another 90, here we go, which will take us upside down, and you know upside down means 180. And 180 plus another 90 will be 270, so one more time. And it's going to put us in quadrant 3. There we go. All right, we're going to rematch it to our IXL. We're going to do Q, then R, then S in that order. So I'm going to do Q first. How do we get to Q now? We're going to go -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, and down 3. -1, -2, -3. All right, so IXL to the left 8, down 3. There's a click right there. What do we need? R next? R is way down there. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. Now, how many is R down? -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. Woo! So -8, down 10. Lands right there. And the last one is S, which will complete the triangle. S is easiest 1, to the left 4, down 1. Start at the middle here on the IXL, to the left 4, down 1. And there we go. Beautiful. Okay, we're at 78, so close to 82. I think it's going to be 81, 82, something like that. Reset, reset, reset. Let's go back to have the top on top. There's our top. It's on top of the sheet of paper. Beautiful. We're going to draw the rectangle ABCD. All right, where's A at? A, -7, up 1. -7, -1, 2, 3. -4, -5, -6, -7, up 1 is A. All right. B, to the right 2, up 1. C is to the, did I say to the right 2? That's to the left 2, by the way, up 1 for B. And C, -2, up 10. -2, up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Land C. And D, in order to make a rectangle, it needs to be parallel and perpendicular to A and C. So D's got to land right there. Connect them in order. A, B, C, D, and D circumvacts to A. All right, nice. Where are we going? We are rotating 270 degrees counterclockwise. Watch that word. Counter means the opposite of the clock. So counterclockwise is to the left on top. So let's roll. So we got 90 degrees is one turn. That's 90 right there. Spin again. That is 180. Why is it 180? Because we are now upside down. When the top is upside down, that's, you know, it's 180. And one more turn counterclockwise. 180 plus 90 is 270 degrees. And there we go. Match it up. So here we go. My IXL. How do we get there? Looks like to the right 1, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right 1, up 7. B, right 1, up 2. C, I forgot where that thing's at. Where's it at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10 and 2. 10 up 2. So there we go. Over 10, up 2. And parallel and perpendicular to A and C will be location of D. Yeah. I'm feeling my 80 now. Where's my submit button? There we go. 12 questions, 82 points in 50 minutes. But that's including me counting it all and taking my time doing it. So you guys can do it. This concludes this IXL tutorial. Thank you and have a fabulous day.